Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to E-Rev TV, as I am bringing you guys some League of Legends action tonight, as we have Team Nice taking on a Team Sunfire here, and this is in the ESL Qualifier division, so make sure you guys are taking a look at that. Otherwise, if you're interested in doing any live chats, shout-outs, any of those goodies, head on over to Roar Chat, and you can find an E-Rev N channel there. Go ahead and join that up, and we'll be doing all of our shout-outs and stuff from there this evening. So let's go ahead and get straight into some of the action here, and let's look at both of the teams here, as the blue team's going to be Team Nice. They have Critical, Lapaka, I Got A, Sport Shot 77, and Don't Mash Me. Most of them trending between the 1800 to 2000 ELO range for 5v5 pre-made. And I'm not too familiar with the team below here, as that is Team Sunfire, and they have a Malphite, Ezreal, Karthus, Scion, and a Cho'Gath. And the players playing them is going to be Xanthias, Zephyril, Stealth Breed, Zeloref, and Karamajrum. I hope I said that right. If not, my bad. So this is going to be a pretty good game here, as we're seeing Team Nice, with Corki obviously going to be in the middle. Udyr's their jungle. Taric, Alistar, and Kassadin. So we'll probably see Kassadin at the solo lane, and Taric, Alistar hanging out together. And for Team Sunfire now, as we're waiting for one more member to load up, that will be Malphite, who's going to be their jungle. Ezreal will probably be in the middle, Ezreal or Karthus, but we'll probably see Ez in the middle. Karthus taking the other solo lane, and Scion Cho. Well, I guess Scion could possibly take the other solo lane also, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here as we're waiting for these guys to start back up here. And again, if you're just now joining us on the cast, if you're not too familiar with Roar Chat, head on over www.roarchat.net. You don't even have to have an account right away, and you can just join in there, and there'll be a channel called E-Rev N, and that is where I am hanging out tonight, and that's where you can visit me at for this cast. So let's see exactly what we're going to see at the beginning here. And then again, this is using the LOL replay system, so there will be certain circumstances where we're not able to see health bars or different kinds of weird stuff that might happen that you normally wouldn't see in game, but don't be too worried. This is about the best shot we've got at doing any kind of replays right now, so definitely appreciate the creators of this, and you can do that at leaguereplays.com. Head on over there. So right now, it looks like they're indicating that they're going to attempt to do a gank on their blue buff here, as we're seeing everybody begin to work their way to that side of the map. So let's take a quick peek at starting items before any of the action begins here, as we have Corki with Adorn's Shield, pretty common item that we're seeing now since the nerf in the Dorn's item, the cost price going up. Udyr, of course, picking up the health pots and the cloth armor. Taric with the Doran's Ring, Alistar with the Doran's Ring, and Kassadin with a Sapphire Crystal and a health pot. For Team Sunfire, Malphite, actually we can't even see in their items yet. All I see is Karthus with a Mickey Pendant and a health potion. So I guess let's look at the summoner skills here. Flash and Ghost being picked up by Corki. Udyr, of course, jungling, doing Smite and Ghost. Taric having the Clairvoyance for this team here, as well as his Ghost, Flash and Ghost for Alistar, and Kassadin with his Ignite and a Flash. So, plenty of evasive summoner spells here. And for Team Sunfire, Malphite, obviously their jungle, going to have the Smite and Ghost. Zephyril is playing Ezreal, and he's going to have the Flash and Ghost, Flash and Ignite by both Scion and Karthus, and here we're going to see them going after the blue buff. Karthus in middle with Kassadin, so it looks like Kassadin's going to be their middle champion against Karthus here. Ezreal up at the top lane, and they're able to snag that blue buff and now head back to their respective lanes. So that blue buff went to Udyr, and the rest of the map's still missing here, so they're wondering if maybe they're over at the other blue buff. So let's take a quick peek at lane assignments. Looks like we are going to be seeing Corki middle, Kassadin going up top to face Ezreal, Scion Cho at the bottom. And looks like Alistar kind of roaming a little bit early in this game. It looks like he was trying to force Karthus back or even attempt for a gank there, just to get a little bit of early lane control for Corki. So throughout this map, guys, I'm going to try to do a really good job of keeping you updated on what the creep score is. Make sure you guys stay updated on the levels, as well as try to catch in as much action as possible, and give a little bit of analytical commentary as well. If you're interested, I am looking for a co-caster to come along to E-Rev TV with me. So if you think you've got the voice and got what it takes to do some casting, feel free to head over to E-Rev.tv, e-rev.tv, and up at the top there's going to be a job app. You can go ahead and go there and fill it out and say, hey, I want to cast with the Twiz. So, let us see here. Kind of trying to take a peek at the bottom lane here, just because we do have the health bars and stuff there. Cyan doing a good job of harassing already early using that skill, which gives him the shield. The Death's Cuirass or whatever. Whatever it is. A lot of the stuff that we really have to pay attention to is what's happening in the solo lanes. The solo lanes are what's going to really set the pace for this game, as most of the stuff at the bottom. We're seeing here Tarek. He is going to try to come in here for the gank. He's coming in close to the tower here. Karthus is juking back around and not able to get in a position where they could do a stun. So Tarek and Alistar are both floating quite early here for these roaming ganks. And let me kind of head up to the top. Cassidy and Ezreal kind of duking it out. So we're about 4 minutes into this game. Corki with 16 creep kills already. Karthus only at 9. So he's doing a little bit better in the middle. Ezreal with 14 at that lane. And Cassidy with 9 there. So it's still too early to tell exactly what's going to happen. But a lot of attempts at ganks here. We do see a stun from Tarek. The Valkyrie in by Corki along with the Phosphorus Bomb. And that's just going to do a little bit of damage there. So you guys may be thinking, oh, well, you know, you're going for these ganks early. He's close to the tower. It's not necessarily whether you hit the gank or not. Yeah, it's great if you can land it. But the presence in this other team, knowing that they're ganking, is going to force this Karthus to not overextend too much in middle and keep him back out of the range. You can see him, again, beginning to zone up here. And we're going to have Tarek going after him one more time right now as he's able to hit the stun. We're seeing one more Valkyrie and Phosphorus Bomb along with Gatling Gun on Karthus there. Almost dead. Nearly there. Very low health. Will he get away? One hit left. And there we go. First blood coming out of these guys. Cork able to land that in the middle. Great job chasing by those two. Tarek did back a little bit once the tower got onto him, but Corky was able to push up in there and get that kill. So he needs to sit back now, get a couple heals from Tarek, and Corki will be pretty set here in middle. Malphite coming from the jungle to basically set up for this lane, not allow Corki to push there, as well as gathering the experience and gold from the middle lane. So pretty exciting to see Team Nice coming out with the first blood here. Once again, guys, if you'd like, head on over to Roar Chat, channel E-Rev N, and that's where I'm at. Not a lot of people in here right now, but this is one of the first live casts we've done for League of Legends, and I am super duper excited here. I guess it's live because I'm actually doing it on the air, so there'll be no editing or anything like that. The match was recorded earlier, but this might be the first time that you've gotten a chance to see it, so that is pretty good. Score being 1-0 right now in favor of Team Nice on the blue side here. So let's look a little bit about what's happening on top lane here. Beginning items that Ezreal was picking up was going to be boots and health potions. The beginning items that Kassadin's picked up was a Sapphire Crystal and a couple health pots, which Kassadin hasn't had to use any of the health pots yet. And he's just been doing a good job harassing Ez, as we see Ezreal here with right around 260 health. Kassadin just using that silence to his advantage. The creep score right now for these guys, 25 for Ezreal, 25 for Kassadin. So stalemated there at that lane, but Kassadin doing a much stronger job harassing Ezreal back and going to zone him up there. I believe Ezreal going, nope, stayed up at the top. I thought he was going back. I thought I'd seen a teleport, but it's okay.
An enemy has been slain.
So, and there we go with the, I'm sorry, I did miss that second kill. And I believe that was Ez that went down there. Sorry, I was taking a quick drink there. A little bit under the weather, but still bringing you guys this action. So I do apologize if there's a couple pauses, or if you hear me slurping down my water like a fat cow. So that's okay. So, again, looking at the bottom here, Tarek getting ignited. Cho'Gath coming in with the ghost after him. We're seeing Tarek and Alistar. They're both trying to do a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, Tarek going down, and they're going to be picking up this kill onto Cho'Gath. Sion with his Death's Caress up right now. These guys are just trying to beat down on him. Another stun from Udyr. He is going down as well. Double kill at the bottom lane. Puts the score 4-1 right now in favor of Team Nice. And now they're going to get the advantage to go through and push this lane up a little bit. Only one dropping there was Tarek. But that double kill getting picked up by Udyr. Not a champion that you want to see picking up a lot of this early kills as well as the early farm. So pretty cool to see him get a little bit of creep kills, or a couple champion kills there, and that's definitely going to set his pace towards his items throughout the first part of this game and make him something that's going to be devastating at the beginning here. So we have seen all 3 lanes now being taken down. Caston going after Ezreal. Again, trying to do some harass here. Let's look at levels now. I've talked a little bit about gold. Caston level 7. Ezreal only level 6. Karthus level 5. Corky level 6. So these guys are doing a little bit better job staying with the experience and keeping stuff up here, and definitely a little better job roaming through the jungle and ganking. I've yet to see Malphite really come out other than to cover a lane. Caston coming after Ezreal now, and he is chasing him. Flash away from Ezreal. We're going to see a follow-up here from Karthus. There we go. There's his little rift. Silence. 495 health. And he was barely able to escape away from that. Karthus using his little blink there to do some... Or Caston using his blink to do some damage. So bottom lane has returned. Both of these guys now level 5. Taric only level 3 right now. He spent a lot of time roaming early in the game to give those side lanes an advantage. Taric, not a champion that's really item dependent. Levels are nice, but not the most necessary thing. So now we see Alistar, allowing him to have a little bit of that solo experience, because Alistar's already level 6, and we might be seeing some action happening here in the middle lane as Karthus did get pushed back to his tower here. And again, guys, I'm going to say this for like the millionth time. If you're just joining us, head on over to Roar Chat, join the channel, E-Rev in. You can post right there in the chat, do shout-out stuff. We'll say it on the air as long as it's appropriate. One thing about E-Rev, if you're new to us, we're a very, very community-oriented company, and we do a lot of stuff for the community and get the community involved in all of our casts. I mean, we're just gamers that love to game and love covering the games that we play. So a little bit of action that we're seeing now as Ezreal has caught these guys up here. Ezreal and Malphite have caught Alistar and Udyr in the jungle at the red buff. And now Karthus coming after him there. Alistar popping his ultimate, being forced to run away from that. Corky positioning himself back around to the river here. And he's just been doing a lot of poke into the bushes here, hoping that somebody was there. Trying to figure out where they were. Keywords up on Dragon right now to make sure that they can control that. But back to the bottom lane as we see Sion and Cho with this lane all the way pushed up there, knowing that they can comfortably do that because everybody else was just visible in the upper part of the jungle. So, since we have a little bit of downtime right now, let's talk about gold and creep score. Corky sitting at 64 right now. And it looks like we see Alistar possibly going to go in there. No, they're going to fall back. So Corky at 65. The Karthus only at 30, so he has doubled the creep score there in middle. Pretty beastly right now. Corky, one of the strongest mid lane champions by far in this game. That Phosphorus Bomb is just devastating for great early game harass, and the escapability from Valkyrie just means he can sit there and not worry too much about getting zoned back from champions such as Karthus. Head back to the top here. Caston in at 51. Ezreal only at 35 right now. So one thing that you're going to see is a lot of the pace here has been set by the jungles coming in and ganking, and that's something that you have to see frequently here. And where Udyr is not ganking, you're seeing Taric and Alistar both leaving their lanes, roaming in and getting some ganks there. Buff control has definitely gone in favor of Team Nice as well. They've just basically dominated all of the buffs, picking up their blue buff. Now with the red buff, and there we see Malphite and Sion both coming in for this fight right now. Malphite taking a lot of early damage here. Good heal from Taric. And they are in here trying to do some damage. Corky coming in, but Karthus rotated from middle as well. And these guys are definitely going to come out with a W in that team fight here. Sion with a flash and a stun on Corky. Things are not looking good for him. Depth Caress is up, down to 250 health. Valkyrie over the wall, and he is trying to dip out of here. He has ghosted, and he is now running away. And these guys may take their first shot at Dragon. Nope, they are not. They're going to head back to the bottom lane and maybe hope for a push here and get some tower chip and damage along the way. So, yeah, that definitely did not go towards their favor. The score now being 4-3 in favor of Team Nice, but Sunfire not too far behind right now. They have lost quite a bit in the laning phase here, as Corky, I believe, has doubled the creep score in middle. But they may not be getting the first tower here, as we're seeing Sion and Cho just beating the heck out of this tower at the bottom lane. Alistar and Taric both way back here, trying to get caught up here before this tower goes down. Will they be able to make it? You never ever know. And they did get there. Stunned by Taric. Looks like we were going to try to see Alistar do a position behind and use a headbutt into the tower, but the knockup from Cho kept him from being able to do that. So let's take another peek at items here, guys, while we're at some downtime. Corky picking up a Tear of a Goddess, more than likely building that into the Man Immune. Udyr, no big surprise there as he's grabbed a Wriggle's Lantern. Definitely a key element to the jungling with Udyr. Tarek picking up another Doran's Ring. And that's pretty much all the big changes that we're seeing there. Karthus with the Catalyst for a little bit more survivability and longevity throughout the lane. And that's pretty much it. No large items. Ezreal picking up the second Doran's Blade, but I don't think it's going to do too much there at the top lane, as Kassadin's done a great job just harassing him back throughout this game as he continues to do that. And guys, feel free to go ahead and join the Roar Chat channel E-Rev N. You can head on over there. We're doing a lot of, well, nothing here because there's very few people in the channel. So I'd like to get that filled up where you can go ahead and post in your shout-outs and stuff like that there. Even if you come in as a guest, you can type your name there and we'll do the shout-out for you as well. Dragon's still warded. The 4-way up here is warded as well. Couple big key points here. They may be setting up to do Dragon, and that's why you see that ward up there. And where Malphite's coming in, that might be exactly why that's there. So we now see these guys beginning to come over to land this first Dragon here. 13 minutes in the game, but they can pretty safely do this right now. We're seeing basically middle has gone missing, but that ward right there lets them know that they're coming. So that's definitely something that you set up there as a defensive ward to make sure that you're going to be looking good for the Dragons and things like that. So one thing that you've noticed here, Team Nice rotating around the map quite frequently now. So they are definitely in gank mode. Laning phase is pretty much ended for this team here at around 13 minutes as they're just roaming for ganks and pushes. No towers yet to go down, although the bottom tower for Team Nice has been beaten away pretty bad from Sion and Cho'Gath earlier in the game. So Team Sunfire now with 3 people in middle. Stealth Breed, Malphite and Sion. Sorry, Stealth Breed playing Karthus there. With a cool little Reaper Karthus skin. Kind of taking a look up here at the top, it looks like they're beginning to go for a setup on a gank on Ezreal. So what we got to see happen here is we've got to see Alistar push him back there. Oh no! Look at that! The blink at the same time as a charge. You really need that charge and headbutt to go forward there, like at a key time, so that when he blinks back, he blinks right back to where you're at, pretty much. So very close there. Is those guys both at the same time doing that. So, back to creep score now. 102 from Corky. His predecessor, Karthus, and now at 53. Sion at 50. Cho'Gath at 35. So, the bottom lane definitely making up a lot of that farm. Tarek and Alistar were both players down there, 32 and 34 right now. Slightly behind, but have been roaming and not laning the entire time. One of them is usually in gank mode constantly. So, the ward revealing Cho'Gath here as he was heading up into the woods. They've basically got that blue buff pretty well covered there. Clairvoyance going on to it just to make sure that it's not there. So here in just a few more minutes, we'll give you another little rundown of items and what we're seeing happening here. But right now, we're just kind of waiting for a gank to happen, and I don't want to miss one because these guys are definitely looking for somebody that's overextending. Looking towards the top lane here as we see Tarek trying to position himself up here. But Malphite is there as well, and he needs to get there and get there fast, and he is taking the long way around as we're seeing Kassadin trying to blink away from this. Here we go. Tarek is now going in, getting the stun on Malphite. Shatter is off, and he is at very low health here. And now we're going to see a lot of damage being done by Kassadin. And Tarek picking up the kill there. The kill not going to Kassadin, the kill actually going to Tarek. Looks like that might have been intentional as we've seen Kassadin back off and not auto-attack that and let Tarek pick it up. Clairvoyance going out there, making sure that nobody's rotating back around. And these guys are going to take down the top tower. So there we go. First tower now going down 16 minutes into the game. Ezreal looked like he was getting ready to TP out there. So now that those guys were pushed up there, we may see Sion and Cho just kind of tilt here and go for this tower as well, feeling that they have to mirror them. The tower down here at the bottom having 900 health, and we're seeing both of these guys pushed up there. Little do they know, though, Udyr is inside there in that little crevice and was actually getting ready to come out. Sion backing. Looks like he had headbutts in, backs out, flash over the wall. Done. Alistar now chasing after him here. Karthus ult is off, and these guys are taking a lot, and I don't know what just happened there. It looks like, with this replay, it's just a little tough to see exactly what's going on, but I've seen Cyan actually, like, up here, and then I've seen him, like, do a little moonwalk back to here, MJ style, so. But Cyan goes down, score being 8-3 right now, 16 minutes, 52 seconds into the game. And again, guys, feel free to join me over at RoarChat, roarchat.net. Channel is EREVN, EREVN, 5 letters, all capped. Pretty cute looking. And Kassadin just dominating this top lane against Ezreal now, as he is 3-0-2. Udyr at 3-1-0. Corki 2-0-0. So the kills going towards the right places now. And the farm going there as well. Things are not looking very good for Team Sunfire this early on in the game. Not only have they lost the tower, but they're losing in most of the laning phase as well as in champion kills right now. So let's head a little bit back towards the bottom here, as we're starting to see some action. Cyan and Choey are going after Alistar and Udyr. I'm just getting, like, my phone spammed up here. Which, let me go ahead and put that on whatever, silence here. Alright, so now we don't have to worry about my iPhone spamming everything up. Nice, now going to be giving the blue buff to Kassadin. Definitely the champion that you're going to see with the blue buff the majority of this game. Cork indicating that he's zoomed, backing out from middle. We should see Tara come over there and try to pick up a little bit of that farm now. Dragon's still warded here. I don't believe he's up for like another minute unless I missed him coming up and going down. So, one key thing that I've noticed here, if you're going to try to look at the health on these guys with no health bars, as I'm watching through like the laning phase, take a peek over here. Kind of gives you a little bit better idea of what their health is, since there's no health bars that are up here. And there's nothing I can do about it, it's just the way that the replay system is, so I do apologize. So now we need to look at exactly what their next setup is. So they're probably going to start to try to push the bottom or the middle towers. And Kassadin's just going to be destroying Ezreal again. Ezreal being forced to build an item that you're not normally going to see on Ezreal, but due to the lane, we are actually seeing it. And what he has built is the Hex Drinker. I had to remember the name of it for a second there. So that he gets that shield whenever he gets to a certain point of health, and that's going to help him give a little bit of survivability against this Kassadin. So it's not a very common item that you're going to see on Ezreal, but it is a very situational one that he was forced to buy here just because Kassadin's being so strong against him here early in the game, excuse me. So back to items. Corki has finished up his Mana Immune. Next, he's moved on to the Sheen, but we may have some action going on here in the jungle. As you're seeing people Skyping me here, trying to do Skype calls. Next time I'll just have to remember to exit out of that. Dropping their pink ward down and realizing that they did have dragon warded. It's pretty much a given there, and they were able to take down the ward. And look at that, Kassadin chasing him all the way into there. All the way into the base there. And now flashing out. I don't think he was able to pick that up. But man, what a chase as he goes through that tower. Alright, back to items. Udyr going for his Banshee's Veil next. Sorry, I'm trying to keep from missing as much action here as I can. So Udyr going for his Banshee's Veil, as I had just stated here. Tarek picking up the cooldown reductions, Boots of Ionian Lucidity. Alistar with his Sheen. And we do see Kassadin already with the Needlessly Large Rod as he's building straight into Rabadon's Death Cap. And next item will he'll definitely use that Tear of the Goddess. And I always forget what that is, that Staff of whatever. Making me go all the way over here to remember exactly what it is. Nope. Archangel's Staff. One of the, like, if you go back to any of my previous casts, I've said it 1,000 times on there, but I always have to look. It's always like one of the things where it's just I forget the name of it. I know I'm bad, whatever. And if you guys are interested, go ahead and join the channel again. It's you can go to roarchat.net. The channel is E-Rev N. That's where we're doing all the chats at. And you can feel free to mingle there with other gamers playing League of Legends and watching the cast at the same time. So it is pretty interesting. And as we start to do more and more live casts and E-Rev gets out there, this chat will start to fill up with more and more people, and it'll be more enjoyable for everybody because you'll be able to mingle with lots of people. So let me get off the middle here. Cyan has now found himself in a tricky situation trying to flash out there. Next, he's immediately being slowed by Kassadin and just put down there. They just destroyed that Cyan. $10-3 right now the score. Let me head back to items. Nothing else really devastating happening that's really changed. No real key items going on right now. Cyan's got his Catalyst built up, building into his Rabadons right away as well. And look at this, as we see Kassadin catching those guys into the bush. Silence from Cho'Gath here. And he's just going right after him. He doesn't care if Cho'Gath's there or not. He is going after Ezreal. Knock up from Cho'Gath. Malphite's there as well. He is now silenced, and now he's put himself into a little bit of a tricky situation. Karthus also going on right now. And we're seeing Udyr trying to chase down and kill anybody right now. Stunned, and he flashes right over the wall. A lot of this action going on here, and it's tough to see with no health bars exactly what's going to happen. And Kassadin coming back in and taking him down. And oh my gosh, now he's back out of the fight. And Malphite coming back over here after him, and finally Kassadin being dropped down. Alistar and Udyr coming over the side here, trying to chase them down, but everybody getting away there. The deaths that we've seen out of that was Cho'Gath. Ezreal did die early on in the fight, I believe. Not 100% sure, but I think he did. Possibly not. But Kassadin finally dropping down there, 4-1-3 his current score. Quite a few creep kills out of him. He has finished his Rabadon's death cap as well.
A summoner has disconnected.
And now he has disconnected. Oh my goodness! This may not be good. He is out of there. We need him to come back because right now Kassadin's definitely setting the pace for this game. Doing a great job there as he has countered as perfectly. Cyan in with the stun death caress off. Tarek finding himself in a little bit of trouble there, but Cyan's not putting that much damage out yet. And we've got people running around all over here, and this is just one stuff that's hard to cast. Like, imagine casting this with health bars. It's still going to be tough because we have people jumping over things, flying over things, flashing over things, and it can be confusing, especially when you have no clue who's low on health, who's high on health, and whatever else is going on here. Finally, the bottom tower does go down there to Cyan. Corki and Cho'Gath kind of going at it in the middle, but I mean, nothing really happening right now. 11-4 is the current score here. Team Nice definitely dominating this whole beginning part of the game. As we are now 25 minutes in. And you know what? I don't know if I would be too surprised to see that surrender up here in the next 45 seconds or so. Just because, you know, it'd be different if Corki hasn't gotten the amazing farm that he's gotten at 190 CS right now with some very strong items. And now we're seeing some action going on at bottom. Corki getting silenced by Cho'Gath there. Malphite trying to come in. Corki Valkyrie away to make sure he's not caught by Malphite. These guys trying to counter push this bottom tower. Zerb tower did go down. And here they are. The tower has 828 health. And Malphite coming around. And the tower is down. And there we're seeing a knockup. They're trying to go in here to fight. Corki with Gatling gun off. And we're going to see Cyan just melting away there. And now they're chasing down Cho'Gath. We're seeing Kassadin going after Malphite up top. Malphite using quick Silver Sash. Trying to get out of that. But that's not going to be enough to do that. We did just miss it as Cho'Gath dropping as well. These 5 people have just dominated that. What was half of a team fight pretty much just became nothing. These guys just dropping like flies, and they're going to move on to continue pushing this and getting this tower down. Hey guys, if you want to chat for the last few minutes of this game before it ends, I'm sure that it's close to being over, head over to roarchat.net, join the E-Rev N channel in there, and feel free to chat with some of the guys that are watching the game now. And also, guys, you can check out my YouTube. It's called Z Squared Productions. Otherwise, just search for Twiz, League of Legends. I don't know. You'll be able to find it. It's posted all around the forums and stuff, too. I have a lot of good replays of matches that I've cast before. Otherwise, simply go to E-Rev TV at the bottom or the top. You'll see casts. All my casts are archived on E-Rev TV as well. So it's definitely a great place to come and check out any of the hot League of Legends content. Cassidy with the silence, blink away here. And he's just doing a little bit of harassing here. Poke, poke, poke at these guys. Corky's now at no mana, and these guys are starting to work their way towards the middle tower. No surrender at 25, oddly enough. Corky teleporting out to go for some mana. We see these guys taking that ward down here at the dragon. Karthus and Malphite both at middle. Scion getting a little bit of farm from the bottom lane. The only thing that's really warded right now is going to be the red buff. Tarek coming in here. They're going to try to... I don't know what Tarek and Alistar are going to do. Oh, Udyr is there too as they're catching Karthus. And they are just stunning and beating the heck out of him. They're trying to escape right now. Karthus with right around 500 health trying to run away from this. All three of these guys are just beating away at it. The bad part about it is it's two supports and then one carry in here. And not the best thing you're looking for. Corky now able to come in here with him. And there they go, you guys. They are just dropping here. Look at this Gatling gun action. The big one popping off in there. And look at their health just straining here. This is another team fight definitely going in the way towards Team Nice right now. Cyan in with the stun. Death Caress off. Corky maybe going down. No, flashing away. He is ignited. Karthus ultimate. They are all almost dead. And that's going to kind of round some stuff up here. And Cassidy just dominating and trying to destroy these guys here. Forced back from the tower. And Udyr going to get a little risque as he is now trying to come in and chase down Ezreal. Karthus did go down there, and the dead Karthus we've seen sitting there trying to spam and defend that tower to the best of his abilities. But now middle tower being pushed down. And that was exciting, guys. That team fight was pretty good there. It was not looking good for them. And out of nowhere, I just see Corky flying in there with the Gatling gun. And you just watch their health just steadily just drop. And as he's like, and they just go, bah, I'm dead. No. Now picking up the dragon there, which is definitely an easy pickup. Next thing we're going to see is probably a push, possibly getting a Baron. Controlling the rest of the wards here. These guys thinking that they're a Baron, not going that way. Or I'm sorry, going that way and not going towards Dragon where they were just at. So now we're seeing Team Nice with the Clairvoyance on there just to make sure that Baron is safe. And look at how much damage that Cassidy just did to Ezreal there. As he just comes in and look at that again! He's just picking on poor little Ezreal, forcing Ezreal out of the team fight there. Malphite now coming in on him. Onto Cassidy, and they're just trying to beat these guys up there. Alistar sitting in the back doing as much knockups as possible, but these guys have found themselves in a very, very sticky situation. We see Tarek and Udyr both coming around to the side here, and Cassidy again flashing back over. He's going to wait just a minute, and we're going to see him pop back into this team fight as we now have Udyr coming in here. Corky again with his Gatling gun back up, and we're seeing Cassidy jump back in here with more and more damage, and these guys finishing this up, and they should immediately head right towards Baron and pick that Baron buff up. That ward is down, and now they're here, guys. They're at Baron, and this is going to basically set the GG for them. 23-6, the current score right now, and a little bit of the item breakdown as they're taking this Baron down. Corky finishing up a Black Cleaver. He did have his Sheen. Banshee's Veil. They got finished up by Udyr. Spirit Visage by Tarek. Kindle Gem, the next item on Alistar. And, of course, the Archangel Staff and Rabadon's Death Cap by Cassidy. And Cassidy, again, DCing. So even with a little bit of the connection problems that they've had, they're still doing a great job here with basically just dominating this game up to this point. I mean, I have seen games come by that have been really good, and then I've seen games that come by where, hey, you know what? You've lost at the laning phase. Now you're losing at the team fight phase. But never has it actually been like this much fun to cast because these guys are still pretty coordinated with their team fights, and they have hearts of gold, and they are not giving up yet as we are now nearly 30 minutes into this game. 23-6 the current score right now. I don't even want to really get into creep kills because these guys basically, here's the laning phase. They've gotten dominated. Team Nice with a lot more gold, a lot more experience. Let's look at levels now. Highest level on their team being 14 right now. Corky already at 18 for Nice, 17 on Cassidy. Well, I should say the lowest level on Team Nice is 14. So they've gotten ahead there, and I don't want to miss any of this action here. Corky being forced to Valkyrie out of the fight. Udyr and Tarek going after their target here. It looks like they've chosen to go after Karthus, and these guys are not in a good situation here. Corky trying to poke a little bit from the side. Cho'Gath going for a knockup. These guys are getting out of here, though. Definitely not going to do very well without Cassidy. Cassidy coming back up here. And these guys are going to stay here and just keep poking, maybe try to draw a bait in. Clairvoyance is up to see what their positioning's at here and see if it's something that they want to try to commit to under this tower or not. So let's look at Cassidy. Cassidy with 7 stacks of Soul Engorgement on his Magi's Soul Stealer, already at 566 AP. And here we go, a little bit more commitment into this fight. Cassidy with the silence, and this has caught Scion in a position that he doesn't want to be in. He's trying to flash away right now, and they're going to attempt to fight under this tower. And look at their health just dropping here, as all 5 of these people from Team Nice are just coming in here all over Team Sunfire and just wrecking them to pieces. Cho'Gath going to be the next one to go down, as Alistar just whapping away at him. Tower's beating on one person at a time, but that's not stopping these guys. These guys are going in, and they are tearing it up right now. And we are going to see Corky going after it, trying to land that ace. Does he get it? I don't think, no, he does not. Card this ult off, and that is not going to do much. These guys are already in at the tower. Now they're working their way in towards the inhibitor, and this inhibitor is going to drop and give them even more of an advantage throughout this game. Poor little Cassidy with 500 health is trying to get out of here so he can teleport away. We do see the tower and the inhib going out at the top, and they're going to be attempting to push the left tower here as well. Only person that's really up right now, Ezreal. Malphite now coming up, and these guys may be attempting to end this here, and they are already at the Nexus. Next tower going down. This could be it. One last stance for Team Sunfire. Can you do it? Can you save this Nexus? Nexus at half health, and all 5 members of each team are in here for this fight right now, but the Nexus is going down, and it is over! Team Nice picking up the W here against Team Sunfire, and this was an ESL quarterfinal, or qualifier match, guys. So this is pretty nice seeing seeing Team Nice move on here in this little tournament. So hopefully we got some more out of them in the future, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I am Pat, the Twiz Harrison, and we are out. And thanks again for watching E-Rev TV.